Oh my gosh, it's 12. So here we go. 26 folks in the room, and I'm sure more will trickle in. It could be because we had initially canceled this lunch without lunch in hopes of all being in person at Adventures, but obviously we are not there. We are here. And then we have flipped over to a potential strictly networking hour. However, then I had the pleasure of meeting Kettera, a new startup that are going to join us today and talk about their new platform. So prior to doing all of that, we'll just do our intro. Bear with me for one moment. For anyone who is new, my name is Bridget Legault. I'm the community manager for Rainforest down in Calgary. There's also Amber Rowden, our community storyteller in the room. We have some of our Edmonton steering committee members. I know Gail is here. Now my screen is covered, so I can't see if anyone else is, but please give a wave in the chat. Also, last week I asked the community what you appreciated about the Rainforest community. Maybe this week we'll ask, what would you like to see more of from the Rainforest community? So if you want to throw that in the chat, and this isn't about being critical, it's just about being real. And that doesn't mean from the steering committee or Amber and I, it means from everybody as a community. What would you like to see more of? So throw that in the chat if you care to. Can you see my screen? Thumbs up. Yep, awesome. So prior to getting started, in the spirit of reconciliation, we'll first acknowledge that we live and work and play in the Calgary area on the traditional and unceded territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, which includes the Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, Tsuut'ina, the Stoney Nakoda Nations, the Métis Nation Region 3, and all of us who share these lands. And then for those in the Edmonton area, we acknowledge the traditional lands of the Treaty 6 territory of the Cree, Dene, Blackfoot, Saulteaux, Nakota Sioux, as well as the Métis. And for those joining from any other traditional lands in the country, please feel free to take a moment to acknowledge those either in the chat or just on your own. So we are Rainforest Alberta. We're a movement working to improve the really the cultural side of the innovation sector in Alberta. And we'll tell you a bit more about how we do that through this video.
What does it take to realize an idea or for a seed to sprout? At Rainforest Alberta, we know the answer is rooted in trust. Traditionally, Albertans have cultivated their ideas in established systems. Inputs that don't fit these systems are weeded out. Opportunities for growth are missed. But now, Albertans want a dynamic landscape that can evolve organically, like a rainforest. At Rainforest Alberta, we believe a culture of trust is the fertile soil where ideas grow. Our budding innovation ecosystem is a network of relationships pulling each other up as they push forward in their own field. Trust breaks down barriers. An open, inclusive network increases collaborative innovation. Successful breakthroughs inspire new ideas. A cycle begins. Rainforest Alberta is a movement to amplify trust by cultivating honesty, inclusion, and accountability. How? Our social contract holds us accountable to demonstrate trust across the province. We meet to have honest conversations around collaboration. This leads to more inclusive spaces for everyone to fearlessly build new ideas together. By raising the standard of trust, Alberta's ideas, talent, and resources can be evergreen. Visit rainforestab.ca to sign the social contract and start growing together.
So the social contract provides 10 tenets, I think it's 10 values that we live by in the Rainforest movement. Anyone and everyone is welcome to join the movement by signing the social contract, which you can find on our website. And once you do, you'll gain access to our Slack channel where we convene outside of Lunch Without Lunch and other events. So we use 6 pillars to guide our conversations and actions, and not all are equally weighted. You'll see culture as the heaviest of weighting, and that's what we really work to promote here at Rainforest Events. But there are engaged activities, events, and resources all over the ecosystem. We had the Calgary Innovation Coalition meeting yesterday, which is about 40 plus partners working to grow the ecosystem in Calgary. I could not believe the amount of programming coming out of this city right now. It's nuts. So if you are looking for programming, resources, capital, at any stage of your business, and you're wondering where to go, there are many resources we can help direct you to those if you'd like.
So Bridget, can I add to that?
Yep.
Sorry.
Ooh, sorry, it's scary.
Yeah. It's just the Calgary CIC is part of the Alberta's Regional Innovation Network. And so in Edmonton, it's called the Edmonton RIN. And in Southern Alberta, I think it's SA RIN, or RINSA, excuse me, and so on. So there's many, I think there's 70 partners in Edmonton, and across the province, hundreds, literally. And we all look to work together and collaborate to the advantage of entrepreneurs across the province. So over to you.
Thanks for shouting that out. I just had the CIC in my head from our meeting, but of course, resources out the wazoo. So how can you make the best out of this hour of information and networking? Introduce yourself in the chat. I've asked everybody to share what would you like to see more of from this community. If you're new to it, then sky's the limit. Please connect with individuals through direct messages via the Zoom. Please put on your camera, even if you're eating lunch, we don't mind. Ask questions to our founder that's joining us here today, and keep connecting on that Slack workspace. I was just mentioning there is some awesome articles coming from Ashley Jansen, I think, just about productivity, working especially virtually. Loving those. So keep sharing your content and other info there. Check the lunch notes channel on the Slack workspace for today's chat if you need any information after the event. And this recording will be posted on our YouTube channel for further viewing. So I will just stop sharing. And so today, now that we have, the room has doubled since I shared my screen, awesome to see. We have Nigel Istvanffy, I hope I've said that right, with Kettera, which is awesome, which is a new tech talent community platform. He also has Christine Ward, who is supporting his startup, and so she can probably answer some questions in the chat if they're coming in too. But Nigel, I'm going to turn it over to you to tell us more about both yourself and Kettera and what it means for our community.
Excellent. Thank you, Bridget. So excited to be here. I have to admit, this is the first time I've ever participated in one of these. So this is really exciting. And Christine has talked glowingly about everyone here. So I'm excited to present today. So I'm going to start with a little presentation to show kind of that captures the overview of what talent communities are. And then I'll just give you like a quick glimpse of the Alberta Tech Talent community that we are officially launching today, which is really exciting. So without further ado, I will share my screen. All right. So yeah, we've already covered this. Kettera is our company, Talent Communities. This is our newest and most exciting product. So we'll dive into what that's all about today. So what are talent communities? Talent communities present an unprecedented opportunity to build an engaged, connected, and growth-focused community that simultaneously benefits all community stakeholders, which are individuals, organizations, and community builders. Talent communities create a network of interconnected stakeholders and engage them individually to successfully accomplish personal, business, and community outcomes through intentionally designed actions and activities. So who joins talent communities? Talent communities have three primary audiences: talent, community builders, and organizations. And we'll get into more detail on what those are in a minute. What makes them different? And this is probably the most important part. So what makes our talent communities different? This is the magic of talent communities. Our talent communities are action driven. They use Kettera's proprietary fit technology to instantly match individuals and opportunities that fit. So what is fit technology? Fit technology is at the core of what we do at Kettera. Kettera looks at how people fit together as a complex puzzle, pulling from leading cognitive, behavioral, psychological, and sociological science and best practice in HR and business. Kettera has created technology that enables us to understand from an objective and data-driven way how people best fit together. It's important to note that this does not mean sameness, but instead envision a puzzle where each piece is unique, yet still perfectly fits into the overall picture. We use fit technology to assess in real time how people fit with organizations, teams, with mentors and managers, with jobs, projects, and volunteering, or really in any instance where people are together with other people. And by focusing on fit, we also eliminate unintended bias because we're enabling individuals and organizations to make fit-based people decisions. So coming back around, how do talent communities use this technology? Got 3 examples. First example, you're an individual looking for a new job. With talent communities, you simply click the job button and we'll instantly show you the top 10 jobs in that community that best fit you. And we'll show you your skill fit, your organization fit, your team fit, your manager fit, your character fit, and we'll even give you a prediction of your job satisfaction. You can then one-click apply and we create a custom resume for you based on your profile and send that and your application to the business. Okay, so now you're an organization. Let's say you're looking to make a new hire. With talent communities, you simply create a new job posting, post it to the community, and we automatically show you your top 10 candidates and all their fit scores. Then you can instantly make them an offer or invite them to apply. Or maybe you're looking for a mentor. Simply click the mentorship button and we'll show you your top 10 mentor matches. You can review your match details and then request to connect with the mentor all in one place. After the mentor has accepted your request, you can manage your mentorship relationship within the community, including having discussions, sharing documents, setting goals, and creating ground rules. Action-driven interaction. This is what sets talent communities apart. So now let's talk about some of the different stakeholders. So individual talent. Individuals join talent communities to connect and interact with a community of their current and prospective peers, colleagues, supporters, advocates, and providers through interaction and a commitment to creating actionable outcomes. So what types of people join talent communities? In short, everyone, but some examples include people who are currently part of the community. So in the Alberta Tech community, everyone who's here today, people who want to join or are looking for a way to get into the community, people who are trying to pivot or transition their careers. Freelancers, we have a freelance marketplace, researchers, students, mentors. And once they're in, they use the action-focused nature of the community to search and match to jobs, mentors, volunteering, projects, events, and more. In summary, talent communities for individuals are a one-stop shop for engaging, connecting, and growing individually and professionally. And most importantly, they're free. Organizations. Organizations join talent communities to transform how they source talent, build project teams, deploy mentorship programs, upskill their workforce, and engage and support their staff's growth. What types of organizations join? Some examples include businesses, nonprofits, institutions like colleges and training centers, and recruitment firms. Organizations can join in multiple ways, from simply posting jobs to fully engaging with all aspects of the community, or even starting their own talent community. No matter what, organizations experience a ton of value in having a single place to find, recruit, and match to top talent, while simultaneously supporting the growth and development of their staff. At the core of talent communities is creating community value. Talent communities enable community leaders to drive economic growth and development in 4 ways. Number 1, we leverage aggregated community data to attract investment partners, businesses, and suppliers. As an example, talent community data could include the specific knowledge, skills, and abilities present in the community. Community leaders can then use this data to go to, I don't know, let's say Amazon, and say, you need X number of people with these skill sets. Well, we have 20,000 people that fit that bill, and we have the data and the statistics to back it up. This is how we use the community to drive further growth and development. Number 2, we identify, support, and promote the hiring of local talent. You're a business new to Alberta and are looking for local talent. With talent communities, it's all in one place, and we can instantly tell you who your top candidates within that community are. Number 3, driving intentional training program development that addresses the specific knowledge, skill, and ability gaps of local talent. We use skill assessment and training data to go to the universities and colleges within a community and work with them to create the training programs that specifically address the skill gaps that are inhibiting career growth, career pivoting, and are most in demand. And finally, we're collecting all the resources, people, and businesses in one place. Our current ecosystems are disconnected and fractured, and this makes it difficult to connect, engage, and drive growth and development. So how can you get started with talent communities? Literally, it's as easy as following any of these links. albertatechtalent.ca, that's going to get you to the Alberta Tech Talent community that is launching today. yyctalent.ca, that's going to get you to the YYC Talent community that's launching on Friday, and the Edmonton one is coming next week. You can also learn more or start your own by visiting jointalent.community. So that's the fun presentation part, and then I'm going to jump over here and show you what it actually looks like, which is probably way more exciting. All right, so this is the landing page of the Alberta Tech Talent community. We first cross off the things that we have to have. We got community events, post them, track them, join them, etc. Community messages. Now we see the action. So I said you can click jobs. So you click jobs and boom, there you go. Here's the top jobs for you, and you can mine down and see the details. What skills do I have and what I'm missing? How do I fit from a character perspective with this role? How do I fit with the manager? And I can one-click apply. Super easy. You can then track your job offers, your applications, or search for other jobs all in one place, all within the talent community. How about mentorship? Instantly find out who your top mentor matches are, view the details of that match, and then connect, request to connect, manage your requests, and then manage your connections, including discussions, setting agendas, goals, sharing documents, setting ground rules, all in one place. How about you're a freelancer in the community? Now it's one place to show your freelance all of what you do, the services offered, what your rates are, link to your website or portfolio, show what skills you have. People can view your profile, they can learn more about you. People can also come here and maybe you have a one-off, like you need a new website built for your company. You can set the specific parameters of the project, and then we'll instantly show you, here's the top 10 freelancers who match the specific skills and things you're looking for with this project. Skills analysis, this is how we identify and where the skill gaps are so that we can transition all of our training programs to actually address the gaps in the community and help move everyone forwards. So as an example, software engineer, people can click skill fit. They'll see how many skills they have today, what those skills are, and then what they're missing. Right from here, they can then click learn, which will add it to their development skill list, which we then can, once our training partners have created those programs, push them to the specific programs that they need to go to, or if they have that skill, they can add it to their skills list. Also enables you to find volunteering opportunities, track investors, engage in forum, share documents. We have a resume builder tool you can use, all in one place. And finally, this is what we mean by community statistics. In real time, we can see all the skills that are in the community, how many people have them, all the different work experiences, and even the desired work that people have, what they're looking for, what they want to have. So that's talent communities. I can go into a ton more detail, but I think that that's a lot to absorb in one meeting. And as I said, it is officially launched as of today. You can visit albertatechtalent.ca, sign up, join. It takes 30 seconds. All you got to do is create an account. And then when you want to do things like job search or fit to jobs, we just need more information to be able to do that. So you just come in here and build out your profile, where we get insights into who you are and what you can do so that we can assess your fit. Simple, easy. Let's make one place for everyone to be.
Fantastic. Thank you, Nigel. That's awesome. It looks great. And it is nice to have one place. There are a lot of resources out there for talent right now. I can give a shout out to some of them. Start Alberta, Hello Tech, another new platform, many more. But really what Nigel's providing here is a whole one-stop shop. Carrie, who's an Inception U grad and knows Inkly well and their mentorship app. Have you connected with Inkly, Nigel?
Margot is introducing us to them hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So
Awesome. Gotta love Margot for that. She is a real, true rainforester. Great. Check out Inkly for those of you who haven't, a mentorship app that's working with a few companies or organizations, I should say, here in Calgary. Questions for Nigel. We never have a quiet group. Please throw your virtual or real hand up and you can unmute and ask your questions.
Hi, Nigel. Pete here. Great presentation. Thank you very much for doing this. Really important to have a place for people to get together and figure out. Would you say that a person would go into this to figure out if they're doing the right job? And would it also be used potentially for career transition? So some companies that are, well, I'm just going to say it, purging people. Is it a career transition tool as well?
absolutely. We see it as both. Ultimately the objective here is to get in the example of the Alberta Tech Talent community, everyone who's already in the community, and then those who want to transition into the community, and we get them all in one place. And then it becomes so much easier for companies who are looking for people. You post your jobs in one place instead of the 35 different job boards we currently have all across Alberta. Or you're looking to, identify the skill gaps that you have all in one place, and then we can push you to the training that you need. So absolutely, I think that what Deal Room and Start Alberta have done is amazing for connecting organization to investment. And really our objective is to run parallel to that where we're connecting the people. And this is all about putting all the people in one place and then connecting them to the opportunities, be it mentors, be it jobs, be it training, whatever you need.
Very exciting, and thank you for your answer. How did you get funded to get going?
So we've been at this for 3.5 years. The research and development behind this is pretty intense. And it's more or less been completely bootstrapped. My co-founder and I have put up 95% of the capital, but we recently have been awarded some Alberta Innovates grants, and Futurepreneur and BDC and a bunch of people like that are getting involved, which is really exciting.
And is this all Canadian talent that put this together? And my last question, thanks.
It's not even just Canadian, it's all Calgary talent, which I'm sorry, Edmonton, but that's
Whoopee!
Fully Calgary-based design, development, research, everything.
Nice, Nigel. I love how Peter can stay muted there. Whoopee. That's great to hear. Carrie's asking, what is the percentage of job seekers to hiring managers currently or projected even?
I mean, when I say just launched, Christine and I are the only two people in this as of right now. So
Whoopee!
I'm the hiring manager for Kettera, so it's 1-to-1 currently.
Not after today's lunch without lunch.
That's what we're hoping.
Everybody spread the word. I mean, yeah, we'll be your early adopters. Gary, go ahead.
How do you intend to monetize this? How are you going to make money on it?
So we make money when businesses post jobs. We charge a posting fee to post the jobs into the community. In this initial big ones, Alberta Tech, YYC Talent, YEG Talent, we're waiving that fee because our whole objective is just to get everybody in one place. And then as these grow and expand, we make money off of companies. We never charge individuals. And then businesses can also create their own business-driven talent communities. So we're in talks with some of the universities and their innovation hubs where they want to create a talent community, and they would pay for that. So that's how we make money.
So do you have this is Alan here. Do you have sort of I'm assuming you probably have a safeguard in there. So I could go on there and look for somebody to do my coding or something like that without actually posting a job, that kind of thing? Like, is there sort of like, so that I'm sure you know what I mean.
Yeah, so you can, when I showed the project fit tool within the freelance, you can do that for free. And as an individual, you can go, I'm looking for a coder, and you can go through the freelance marketplace and find individuals, and you can do that for free. But if you're a business who wants to post 30 jobs or something like that, and it's going to be more cumbersome to do that, then you're going to pay to post those jobs. So the one-offs and the startups who are just looking for one person, we're not going to charge you for that. You can just get into the freelance marketplace and find the people that you're looking for.
Okay, I lied. I have another question. What about, you said this can assess your character style. So we're not talking about our academic degrees or anything else. You're talking about a person's personality style. How does that get sorted out?
Yeah, so during the profile creation process, before you can do the job fit and things like that, one of the steps in that process is you complete a survey on personalities, value, character attributes, which gives us insights into the drivers of your individual human behavior, which then allows us to assess things like character fit, team fit, etc. We also get insights into your passions, your interests, your hobbies, and your whole range of experiences. So it gives us an enormous amount of capacity to assess fit in this kind of very dynamic way. And like I said before, it's really the notion of each person is their own unique puzzle piece, and we're trying to fit them together into the best picture. So that's how it works. So it's very science driven.
And is there ever a face-to-face conversation with people?
Yeah, so the fit metrics, what they do is they show you your top, here's your top 5 jobs, or here's your top 10 candidates. So now, instead of that process of I'm getting 2,000 applicants and I have to mine through it, here's your top 10, and now you have the conversations. So it's just bringing it down to that, and it's giving you all those fit-based metrics to help you make that decision, which is inherently limits bias. Because if we look at your team fit and your manager fit and your character fit and your organization fit, instead of things like, where did you go to school, where do you live, the things that would allow us to determine, your demographics. So by focusing on fit, it then inherently eliminates bias or limits bias.
That's really cool. Very cool. Elaine's wondering about the geographical scope.
In what sense?
Well, is it offered currently? Well, I think we've presented that, but a Calgary community, an Edmonton community, an Alberta-wide community to start. Is that right?
Yeah, so currently we have YYC talent, we have Alberta Tech talent, we have an Indigenous talent community, which is a closed community because it's just Indigenous people in it. And we've partnered with Indigenous Works and the Canadian Human Rights Commission to use that community to help match Indigenous people to job opportunities currently in the finance sector, and then we'll expand from there. And then we have a Calgary construction talent community, and then just a kind of comprehensive Kettera one. And then next week we'll launch the Edmonton one. And I managed to scoop up the domains for Vancouver and Toronto and Montreal and all the big cities. So those will roll out as we kind of grow and move here, but we thought we should start with our own backyard.
That's awesome. And like you talked about Evolve U, reskilling programs have a place in the community as well. Do you want to speak to that a little?
Yeah, so what we're helping with is we can identify the specific skill gaps that you have, and then we're bringing in our training partners to go, here's the skills that you can learn from their specific training programs, and then match you to the right program. So it's really helping, especially when we think of like career pivoting or upskilling. What are the specifics of what I'm missing, and what specifically do I need to take to do that? And the other piece of that is we can also then track all the missing skills. So we effectively are creating a database of missing skills when you run those skill fit analyses. And then that allows us to go to the Inception U's and the Evolve U's and the Mount Royals and the SATEs and everyone else and go, here are the skill gaps that keep coming up. Let's address those because that's where the gaps are. instead of kind of the whack-a-mole, we think this is, so we're trying to provide the data that will then help people inform and create the programs that we actually need.
Awesome. Stephen?
Hi. I spend a fair bit of time on LinkedIn, and I have a number of LinkedIn connections looking for jobs, and these are very highly skilled people, but I couldn't find Kettera on LinkedIn.
We are on there, Kettera Inc.
Inc. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. They're looking for IO.
Kettera was taken. So,
Yeah, I know. There were about 4 or 5 when I did this research. Kettera there. I was surprised to see. Thank you.
no worries.
We had asked Nigel before starting why Kettera. Go ahead, Nigel.
Yeah, so when we first started out on this whole journey 3.5 years ago, the notion was, how can we use kind of objective measures to make people more agile and help them find the right place for themselves, and agile just kept coming up and up again. And believe it or not, agile.com was already gone. So we were looking for cool sounding words that meant agile, and Kettera is agile in Finnish. So we have talked to one company in Finland so far. They were the only ones who knew what that meant, but that's good. We're going to spread the word.
Awesome. Keep inquiring minds going. Cool. Any other questions from the audience today?
I'm assuming neurodiversity, gender diversity, ethnic diversity, and that sort of stuff is considered here.
Yeah, everything, again, because we're focusing on fit, it's eliminating, it's enabling diversity, because we're enabling organizations and individuals to make decisions based on fit. So it doesn't matter your demographics, it doesn't matter the color of your skin, your gender, anything like that. It's how well do you fit from a team perspective, or a manager perspective, or a mentor perspective. So it's really what we're trying to do is reframe how we address these things, and by focusing on those fit metrics, it really changes the whole equation
And help us build diversity in the sector. That's awesome.
Does that the diversity include old guys?
Absolutely, because no one will even know. Like, this is one of the cool things. So we have a client who's just using our talent acquisition tool, which is effectively what the job fit piece there is. And they've had people show up for interviews and they have no idea who's coming in. All they know is that 11 o'clock we have an interview and that they're a great fit for this role. And whether or not it's a straight white man, or a black lesbian lady, or anything in between, doesn't matter. They just fit for the role, and that's ultimately what's most important.
Great presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter.
Yeah, that's awesome. Any other questions, comments?
So I noticed you mentioned the you had different components, for if they were looking for Indigenous people, etc. So I'm just sort of looking at your site, but I don't see that. Or do you have to sign up to do that?
I don't completely understand. Sorry. The Indigenous one, that's through our partnership with Indigenous Works, and then they're spearheading that. So we're not advertising that one separately.
Oh, got it.
We're letting them and their Canada-wide resources spearhead that.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool.
Awesome. Go ahead, Mike.
Do you have a community advisory board, or somebody that's looking back at, 6 months, 12 months down the road, if those kinds of diversity and anti-bias things are actually panning out?
Yeah, so not only that, we've been, we don't have a advisory board in that sense. We have a research team, and we mine all the data to make sure that's happening. And then all of our partner organizations further ensuring that that's happening. And then the research that this is founded on, it's very important. This is very research based. We've taken the pure research and applied it to create fit technology, and that research itself supports the diversity of this as well. So, and that's 100 years of research has gone into what's called the science of fit. So we have our own metrics from the operations that we've done so far, and then all of our piloting and testing, and then all of the research itself that demonstrates the diversity and the equity inclusion, as well as kind of everything else that comes from it.
Right, I'm just wondering if there's an after, if there's a reflective piece that comes afterwards to verify that that's actually what you expect to get out of the system is what you're getting.
Yeah, so we check back in and then with all of our clients, and then absolutely, we're always tracking kind of all of those metrics in order to ensure that those are the outcomes. And then, like everything, we're using the data to improve, the matches and the fit. So it's always getting better as well. That's the whole notion, is that we can improve this as more and more people use it.
Using the data to improve the product, but also, Nigel, do the organizations who will be paying customers eventually, did they get access to the data through their membership?
They have all their own, everything that happens within their environment, they get
Dashboard.
access to that. So it really allows them to track over time. And then also, like, when an organization, as an example, posts a job, they can weight the different fit metrics. So skill fit, team fit, manager fit, character fit, organization fit, however they want. So they can also track that and go, when we're really focusing on skills, we're losing a lot of the diversity hires, because we think of a field like engineering. If we're ultra focused only on that, then we're not getting the full breadth of who we could get. So if we instead, maybe it's a role where there's a huge team piece and we're going to train you on the skills anyways, we lower the skill piece, up the team piece, and then it increases the diversity. So it's not only giving companies the data, it's enabling them to themselves increase the efficacy of what they're getting.
Yeah, that's awesome. Michael has a question here. Feel free to unmute if you'd prefer, Michael.
Sure. I'm a little unclear. If I'm in the old white guy community, but I want to I want to understand a little bit about closed versus open communities and how communities interact. And you mentioned that there's an Indigenous community that is closed. If Indigenous candidates are in a closed community, can they be hired by people from any other community, or do companies have to get invited into communities to hire? Like if I'm a company hiring, how do I know that I'm selecting from the broadest pool of good fit candidates?
Yeah, no, these are good questions. So the Indigenous community is closed in the essence of you need a password in order to get in, so that only Indigenous people are in that community. But when it comes to an organization side, you can post jobs to any of the communities. Again, the Indigenous one right now is closed just because we're piloting it and making sure that we have to change some of the language and things like that in order to better work within those communities. But otherwise, organizations can post to as many of the different talent communities as they want that are open. So that's the whole idea. And then as an individual, you can join as many of those open talent communities as you want to as well. And if it's a closed community, you can request to join. So it's not there's effectively just a gate in order to enter. So you just have to request to join, and then whoever is managing that community has to let you in.
Kind of like a Facebook group or something. Yeah, interesting. Any other partnerships then on the go outside of the Indigenous work?
So within the Calgary and the Alberta Tech one, we are talking to everybody who will listen to us. So we're actively trying to get as many strategic partners involved as we possibly can. So if any of you would like to be those, please let me know, because we would love to have more on board. And then we're working with a firm in Vancouver on one that's kind of meant more in like the mental health professions. So they're going to create a talent community in the mental health professions. That one, we're finalizing the details of that tomorrow. And then the other ones that I'm not really allowed to talk about right now,
Fair
although
enough.
I want to.
Fair enough. That's awesome. A ton of hard work, and it's paying off, Nigel. These communities will start to flourish. And I know it's stuff, this is stuff we talk about here all the time. People are tired of seeing jobs that say we require 5+ years of experience in X when we have such new tech talent community emerging. So hiring for FIT is awesome. Wunmi wants to know if you're talking to any immigrant talent community. I'll maybe let you guys have that conversation on offline or in DM, because we are going to head into a couple of breakout rooms before we come back for community announcements at 5:02. But just as a segue from this conversation, just know that the Live Tech Love Life career talent fair is happening tomorrow all afternoon. And so head there if you are looking for work in the tech sector. And both Al Del Dagan and I will be there hosting some awesome panels and breakout sessions and talking about all things tech talent. So I'll open the breakout rooms and we'll see you back here in about 7 minutes.
Question that came out of that group or the presenter.
I love how you do that, Peter.
What?
It's great that you come back with questions. Like, that's the idea. Hit us with the question while I recreate the rooms.
I'm going to let Elaine, our PhD of education, ask a question.
Well, I was just, so there's quite a few applicant tracking systems out there. They use AI to do a match. And I was just wondering, how is this different in terms of scanning that fit, because then you get other technology companies like JobScan, where you can manipulate the words and the tags to make you seem like a better fit. So I'm really curious about the AI component. I don't know if Nigel can answer that.
Great question.
I should unmute myself. Okay. No, that's a great question. So we do not use keyword scanners at all, because you're exactly right. One, they can be manipulated, and then two, they're not very accurate. So when we think about the capacity to manipulate your fit for things, the best context would be so let's think about team fit. For you to manipulate team fit, when you're creating your profile and you're going through the personality, value, cross-cultural assessments, and then you're looking at your experiences and your interests, hobbies, passions, you would have to then know how every single person on that prospective team also answered all those questions, and then how the system itself aggregates that together in order to try and beat team fit for that one instance of time. And in doing so, you've then changed your capacity for like future jobs. Then we can expand on that and go, okay, well, that would be team fit, but then if the organization is also looking for organization fit, you would also have to know how every single person at that organization did the thing in order to beat the system there, and then how the manager did it in order to beat it there. So effectively you can't. It's just not feasible. And again, that's the value and the beauty of focusing on fit, is that it's really just helping people and organizations put the right people in the right place and surround them by the right people. And that's the whole goal here.
Okay, thanks. Is it using AI though?
Yeah, so the AI is improving the efficacy of the fit scores. And that's where, Mike, it was a really good question before about, okay, are we tracking and making sure that we're getting the diversity and everything else? That's how we're embedding the AI, is to improve those so that the overall fit measures are getting better and better and greater accuracy.
So is it through reinforcement learning or machine learning?
It's machine learning.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for coming back with that question, Guy. We'll reopen one more room. Back, everybody, just some really quick announcements before we close. So the career fair tomorrow in Calgary, put on by CED and a couple of many other partner organizations. Tech West Collective is in the chat there. Also, with the cancellation of Inventors, there was the tenant I2C pitch competition, which is now going to be held virtually. So they've just announced their details on that. And our very own Heiko Peters, if he's still here, is pitching. So let's all go and support him. I will just put that in the chat right now. I see, sorry, that shows up kind of weird there. And Travis has the business fair. That's the kids' youth business fair, Travis?
Yeah, so we actually have closed the sign up, but we've left it open because we're actually, our numbers are lower than we expected. But if you guys have kids between the ages of 6 to 18, yeah, it's a chance for them to be entrepreneurs, make some money, and have some fun.
That's so awesome. Start them young. Great. Any other announcements out there?
I have one, Bridget. I just wanted to announce the Startup TNT Investment Summit is going to be running out of Calgary, Edmonton, and Saskatchewan. So we've expanded to Saskatchewan. We'll have over 60 some companies pitched. We had almost 100 apply, and hopefully we'll hand out over $500,000. Last summit we handed out 1.1 million to 7 companies. So I put the Eventbrite link in there. Sign up, and hopefully we'll see you there.
That's incredible. Thanks, Jade. That's always lots of fun. You guys put on great events. V?
Yeah, I got one. We had a presentation a few months ago from Beth, CMX Hub, and I'm officially the community host for Calgary now. And I'm going to have the first meeting within the next 30 days. Thank you. And it's going to be about how to build online community around your product, service, or your cause. And I will be imitating Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, throughout the presentation.
Ooh.
So crikey, come out, we're gonna have some fun.
Well, then we'll be there. Oh, that's really exciting. Congrats, V. CMX Hub is a global community of community professionals, and they have community managers throughout the world who run events. So that's great that we'll have that chapter here. Anyone else?
Bridget, I got a quick question about the fair. You guys are running a fair tomorrow, yourself and Al, or your
No, Al and I are just hosting. If you have to run, by the way, it's top of the hour. Feel free. Thank you to Nigel and Christine supporting him in the background. We are not hosting it, but we are hosting panel discussion. So Al, I think you're doing a panel of
day in the life of a developer.
Awesome. And I'll be hosting a conversation around diversity in the tech workplace. And there will be conversations around like a path to CEO, which is pretty cool. I don't know, a few other conversations, but then you'll also there'll be booths where you'll be able to go talk to forget how many companies are involved, but you'll see on the website there are like 40 some logos or something. So you'll have a chance to go and talk to, I believe their recruiters will be at the booth table, virtual booth tables.
Okay, I got one other quick question. I've got 3 business concepts that I'm hoping that I'd be able to confer with some people in regards to maybe getting some ideas of which one to kind of move forward with, or maybe prioritize which ones would be most advantageous at this time. So what's the best way? Should I post out contact information, or is there somebody that I can go to that would kind of give me some direction?
Yeah, probably the best resource, of course, ask this awesome community if you want to have a coffee chat with anyone, but Platform Calgary and Startup Calgary, who are under the same umbrella, they have advisors available to have exactly those conversations. So you'd probably end up speaking to Colton first. So if you go on Startup Calgary site, you can, I think very easily, we could find the link for you, but book a chat with him.
Okay, Platform Calgary?
Yes.
Put your email in the chat and I'll give you a call.
Okay,
awesome,
very
Gary.
good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And as always, we leave the room open. So if anyone wants to stay and chat, if there's enough folks, we can throw y'all in some more breakout rooms and pretend we met in person this week. My goodness.